Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and I think it's time for me to finally do my Revolution Map Pack DLC review. It felt like everybody in the COD community was rushing their review out the door, being like the first guy to tell you whether or not the map pack was good or bad, and I didn't want to be that guy. You know, I felt, when I see someone do an unboxing video and a review together, I'm like, your review sucks. You don't even know this product yet, you know? Why don't you use it for a while and then come back and tell me if you like it then, you know? Don't tell me how the quality is or how useful it is while you're unboxing it. And so that's not what I wanted to do with my Revolution map pack review. I wanted to play it, and it's all I've played. When I play this game now, I just go straight to, I guess it's the Chaos Mosh Pit or something like that. The objective based like variation mode that for the new map pack, whatever they call it, I've forgotten the name of it, but it's all I play, this mosh pit thing. I just nonstop. I go to it, and I'm not sure I've used a gun other than Peacekeeper since it came out, which I'll have to change because people like variety. But let's get into the review. First off, the Peacekeeper gun. It seems to be a love it or hate it thing based on what other people are saying in their videos, and I fall into the love it camp. In terms of SMG power, like normally what SMGs are good at is if you catch someone in the same room, you can beat them from the hip, everything but a shotgun, right? That's the range, right? Snipers are great at the distance, but they suck up close. Shotguns are great up close, and they suck at distance. And then the other ones fall somewhere in the middle. Next to the snipers is the LMGs, then the assault, then the SMG, and then all the way down to the shotgun. That's how they work. And if you're trying to set up your engagements to your weapon's advantage, then that's where you want to catch people, you know? For SMG, you typically want to catch a guy like 15 feet away from you, which is better than the shotgun, but, you know, whatever. You follow me here. You catch them at the right distance and you'll win your gunfights. This thing, the correct distance to fight someone is just a little bit further than it would be with a normal SMG. It's useful at assault rifle ranges, really. And it's useful because it has that low recoil, but it doesn't always win in the same room as like against a PDW, you know, for example, because it doesn't kill up close quite as quickly. Still, this weapon feels custom made for me. You know, if you're a guy who sort of navigates the map trying to set up the gunfights to his advantage, as opposed to a guy who just bumps into a guy in the room and still manages to win, you know, more than his share of gunfights, then the Peacekeeper is for you. You know, if you're a guy who's, you know, eyeballing the minimap all the time, keeping guys 15, 20 feet away and going for kills like I, you know, didn't do right there, then the Peacekeeper works out really well. So for me, I love this weapon. It feels custom made for me. I get to run fast like an SMG. It's kind of like an assault rifle that has stock on it. Is the stock the one that makes you move quickly? It just lets you play fast and aggressively and still do well when people are at medium distance. That's what the Peacekeeper does, and for me, that's awesome. It's just what I wanted in a gun. Next, let's talk maps. I'll start with Downhill, which is the one you're looking at here. I like it. It's kind of like the new Summit. These gondolas are way too deadly. Oh, look at that! Look at perfect timing. The gondolas are way too deadly for things that move 2 miles an hour, but that's just, I guess, something you have to consider while you're playing the game. And there are flanking routes. There are sort of two critical things that I want to point out on this map. One, each side has flanking routes that let you more or less safely get behind the enemy spawn. On the right, where I first placed that tag insert, if you recall, there's nothing there. There's no objectives there. There's nothing, just a long path that protects you from the center of the map and lets you run to the other side. And then on the other side, outside the building, there's like a railing that lets you run. So expect to find people flanking you all the time when you're playing this game. You know, the general idea, like, oh, you know, we have A and B dom, therefore they'll be coming from the C dom spawn, doesn't hold as true on this map because there's flanking routes on either side. But it plays fast, it plays well, it seems like there's cover. I'm able to move from place to place and kind of have some sort of cover and, you know, set up gunfights to my advantage. So I like this, and I typically do fairly well on Downhill. Grind is my favorite. Grind is the skate park map, and it is a blast. It's like my KD health spa. Not that I really care about KD, but I'm just trying to... when Grind comes up, I have a good feeling that I'm going to do well. Something about that map just clicks with me, and you know, I'm able to move from place to place. Did you see that window I threw the nade through? There are 3 windows in the middle of the map, and they can each see each other. It's this, like, I don't know, danger zone. So be very careful when you're looking at those windows. Don't walk all the way to the edge of them, etc. You know, that's how you play this map. Let's see here. What do? I don't walk. I don't even look through the window. But if you go through this window, be careful about going all the way to the end of it, because people can see you from everywhere and someone's going to kill you. Get a double, Woody. Woohoo! So on grind, back on topic, I love the map a lot. I tend to do really well on it, and I did not mean to call in the RC car. Quick note on RC cars, they suck. God, I never really ran RC car until the skate park map came out, because it's fun to play with an RC car in the skate park. But I'm not even sure that I go positive with these RC cars. Like, I feel like I oftentimes die when I'm using the thing, and oftentimes I don't get a kill. Like, as often as I go positive, like I maybe did just then, I go negative on some other time. I only run it because it's fun to use a RC car on a skate park. That's why I equipped it. But anyway, downhill is awesome. Grind is awesome. Mirage is not my cup of tea. Something about that map, it just doesn't click with me. I feel like whenever I'm navigating Mirage, whenever I'm running around on that map, there's somebody there waiting for me, like on a roof, head glitching, next to a door, just waiting for me to walk through it. There's something going wrong on Mirage that it's like, oh my gosh. And you know, look, I've been playing for a while. I know to check my corners. But there's a lot of corners in Mirage to be checking, and it feels like the playstyle that other people are employing on Mirage is just sitting on a roof waiting for you to walk into my sights. Like, that's what people are doing to me. And it's like, man, either I counter camp or I die a lot. Like, maybe it'll change as I spend more time on the map and things start to click. But for right now, Mirage just isn't my cup of tea. When it comes up, I vote against it, and maybe at some point it'll start to click with me, but I'm not there yet. Look at this. Am I even going to get a kill? Oh, I am. Go, Woody. The last multiplayer map to talk about is Hydro, and I like Hydro. I want to say that there are two great maps, Downhill and Grind. There's one good map, Hydro, and then there's one map that's not for me. Do I call it a bad map just because I don't like it? But Mirage is the one that I don't like. And overall, that's pretty good. You know, a lot of these... I have this theory that with these map packs, like when the game is under development, they'll make like 22 maps, and then the ones that don't make the cut, they kind of like back off development on and maybe finish them up for DLC later. And that's why the DLC maps are never quite as good as the originals. I don't think that happened this time. It's weird, but the DLC maps, these would all be some of the favorite maps if they were among the originals. Usually the original maps have the best designs, and then the DLCs are, quickly developed afterthoughts or something like that. Or maybe the B team's working on DLC and the A team is working on the original stuff. I don't know why it happens like that. But this breaks the trend. I want to say these maps are at least as good as most of the original maps in this game. And, for that, I'm happy. Hydro specifically, there's water in there that kills you. It changes the way you play. Like, you can't run RC cars through it. You can't run... I don't know if you can plant a sentry gun in the water, but I do know that you can't stay in the water very long. Like, there's a lot of objectives in the water, so it's critical that you hold them, but you can't, for example, set up behind a demo bomb and use it as cover, which is like a common tactic. And because the water's going to come, run by and kill anyone who's in it. So, expect that. But that's just the way Hydro plays, and once you get used to it, you're like, this is kind of an interesting dynamic. This is pretty cool. So I like Hydro, and I love Grind and Downhill, and Mirage, like I said, is not my cup of tea. For the zombie stuff, I feel like I shouldn't try to be your zombie source. It takes a lot of time to really know zombies well, and what I do is I grab some people who know zombies far better than me, and then just like get to experience zombies like a pro, even though I'm not a pro. Like, that's kind of my normal tactic for zombies, like, hey, how do you open this? How do these things come? Where does the rotation, like, how do you find the electricity, all that stuff? Like, somebody else brings the expertise to me, and then I get to, enjoy the benefits of their labor. It's just how it is. So, here's what I do like, though. I like that you can move around in Die Rise. It doesn't seem... too difficult to get places as opposed to transit. It's not so damn depressing, which I appreciate a ton. Yeah, when I go, you can go outdoors in this thing, and it's a nice environment to be in. I wish zombies maps weren't like, look, zombies isn't scary to me. Don't try and scare me. it's just dark and dreadful and boring. You know, somebody take your freaking depression meds and build a happier zombies map. That would be my call if I were king. And Die Rise does a fair job at being that map. You know, see, look, my KD was even on that RC car. They're just stupid to run. But anyway, I like the zombies map. I don't pretend to be this like overwhelming super expert on it, but it's, oh my gosh, it's the kill cam. Stupid RC car. But I'm glad that they did something different, and there's new perks in it, and there's old perks that we love, like PhD Flopper I think is back. So yeah, I don't know. It's a really good DLC. It's maybe one of the best DLCs that we've ever seen, and I think I've played it enough to be able to say that. So if you're on the fence about buying it, and I swear this isn't like endorsed by Activision or anything, but if you're on the fence about buying it, then I would give it a shot. If you like COD, you'll probably like the DLC. Alright, if you appreciate an honest review, be sure to click on like or subscribe in the top right. Here's 2 videos you may have missed. Mail Monday is always popular. And if you like PKA, check out the video on the right. I'm going to talk about it, and at the end there's a link to the playlist that you might appreciate. Lots of people don't know how to find older PKAs. I might do a video on that exclusively. But anyway, check those out and have a good day.